Fans, the Pies were up and about. The gauntlet had been laid with Sammy Mitchell letting it be known that Finn was a Dacos tag, and it wasn't just a tag. McGuinness was a downright straitjacket. Fans got a good look at the style of football that the future may well galvanise as the Mitchell brand, and didn't we all love it? This fella, Daz, alongside me here tonight, was called at the mid-season point in one of our podcasts, and thought we'd get over the Pies. So we'll enjoy that little wander down memory lane. And look, what a phenomenal result. So fans, let's continue to enjoy this good feeling. And Daz, how's your week been since what an almighty victory by the Hawks?
Yeah, mate, 20th of June, saw this coming, so I was never in doubt, as we like to say. No, mate, it was outstanding. So many times, and due to the quality of the opposition, we just thought, if they get on a roll, young team, we could see the crumble coming potentially. And the crumble never came, mate. A huge step in the right direction. The journey's not over, but geez, what a pathway, a roadmap that has been drawn by the Hawks on the way to future success. And I think when we do find that success in an unspecified amount of time, is that we're going to look back at a game like this and go, this is when we figured out. This is what we were going to do, and when we realised that we could beat anyone, and we definitely did. So, mate, over the moon, still on cloud nine. Watched the game back again yesterday. Ooh, yes, please.
Yeah. Welcome, one and all, Jacob, loving it. Riley, yes, absolutely the best complete performance since the glory days. I like that. It's we're all buzzing, Sam. We're all still buzzing. This is a good one, and just to enjoy. I hope Sam changed the novelty. You know, we've got an 8-day break. I know it's 24 hours and we get over, good or bad, the emotions, put it aside. Let's focus ahead. But geez, I hope he gave him a day and a half or 2 days just to enjoy that. Mate, it's carried us all, I think. So interesting news today. CJ, we'll touch on that. And I dropped your article, Daz, in because I really enjoyed your outline for the Hawks in the upcoming draft. Some of the moves, some of the considerations, and Gettable, AFL Gettable, Cal Toomey today put it out there. He thinks Duursma's a good look, and that was who you called before that was put out there by Cal today. So it's, mate, love how you've got the finger on the pulse. We'll get into that shortly, and I think if you haven't read that, we've got the link in there for you. Read it afterwards, but we'll allow a few of you that have got some really cracking draft Hawthorn questions for Daz to put it to the big fella tonight.
You can say it, Matt. It's because it's the social life's gone. Hospitality trained me well in that what even is spare time. So, yeah, sacrifices have been made, but look, we've got a draft where 4 of the potential best 10 talents in the league are just not going to be on the draft table for anyone, and frankly, I think that's a disgrace.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I put it out there, and considering that North Melbourne are going to get pick 3 for a guy who's played less than 70 games and played in 9 wins, as the team that's currently got pick 4 is a little bit not great. And, we're going to have to rely on North not to take the guy that we want, rather than probably having the guy that we should get at that pick 3 position, which will probably become pick 5 now, which is just shambolic, in my opinion.
Definitely a worthwhile read to go back. You do cover the top picks, what may play out with Northam. Okay, compensation picks, next gen academy. Dabbled on an AFL conspiracy theory with father sons. It's all in there, so check it out. But we will enjoy this little time now. So comments have continued. Again, just want to thank you. If you have followed us on Spotify, we've just notched up 400. With Daz and the team doing some stellar work. Your latest one with Smitty, I think you'll like this one. Went bunter, mate. It is going nuts. But as we all up and about, it's nice. Nearly 38,000 downloads now, and under a year of podding. So we are enjoying the ride with you. Hopefully, you're engaging with the content and enjoying it too. So thank you. Give us a follow.
Massive thank you. Yeah, been incredible, the amount of support. And I just wish all the podcasting platform providers, mate, just gave the same way that you could follow a show. But there's like a follow, there's potentially a like button, there's pluses, there's ticks, there's everything. We wish you could just say click the button. That would honestly be the easiest way to do things. So we apologise. We don't know what podcasting platform you listen to, but usually at the top there'll be something that'll help you keep up to date with every episode that drops. So fingers crossed you can go ahead and do that. It feels like we're giving out homework at the moment, Matty, but we appreciate it.
Oh, look, it's good content. I want everyone to hear and think and engage and give us their thoughts. So there's some interesting feedback coming through from different supporters with different views, and it's all welcome. We enjoy talking about our beloved Hawthorn Football Club. So tonight we'll touch on the injuries. There was no Box Hill game, but we will have a brief look forward and the doggies, importantly. So it's quite a salivating matchup after the week that just was. But let me just go back through. We've had some good comments flying in here. Baz is up and about, beating the Dogs, and Freo. You and Smith thought you could be convinced, Daz, that we might get 2 more.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if we do get to 8, that'll be 2 predictions in a row for the Bye Bonanza episode. So what that tells me is that I just need to be shelved for the first 10 weeks of the year and just back end of the year, wet sail dazzling. And that's the way that I should roll, I reckon.
All right. Well, like a bottle of fine wine, let's put him down maybe for the next half of next season. Let's see. All right. That was a really important moment, wasn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Great call, Sean, just responding to that double goal. Was a little bit nervous at that point, must admit.
Yeah, because I think the McStay ball came from a dubious free kick that gave them possession from a boundary throw-in. I could be wrong about that. And then and I've said it when Paul Piopolo did it. I said when Joel Selwood did it. I've said it when Luke Shuey does it. So I'm remaining consistent here. You can sell it. It's not up to Nick Dacos to tell the umpire it wasn't high. It's up to the umpire to decide if it was or not. It wasn't. It got paid, and you just thought, oh, this could get away from us here. And then we went into that centre bounce domination, mate. 18-3, which is just extraordinary. And that clearly that handball happy Hawthorn that created the loose winger. And I'll tell you what, Harry needed to kick it. I know we've talked about goals after sirens and all these sorts of things that have happened this year. You think of your Dan Houstons, etc., etc. That was an underrated, important kick by Harry, and he flushed it. Absolutely flushed it. And from there, mate, it was just smooth sailing. Great call, Sean.
There was a few absolutely flushed kicks, which we might touch on as we go. But spot on, Andrew. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a team that just wasn't going to die wondering. We responded to everything. And I think it talks, for me, to that's a really well constructed game plan, but also well executed by the players. And I wonder how much of it was plans A's and B's and C's potentially being, pulled on and executed through the match. But what an encouraging thing. So tell us, Daz, just when you did Daz, what is it? Dastranamus. Is that how what you're running with?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dastranamus. There we go. I'm attempting the humour unintentionally there. If what were you seeing at that point in time, halfway through the season, when you thought I backing the Hawks in to get up against the Pies?
Mate, the youthful exuberance was stacking up. Collingwood really this year, and I've got to give half a bit of credit here to Joey Montagna, who about a month ago, still after I said it, but still pointed it out, that Collingwood was scoring at an exponential rate from their back half. Now, what is really difficult to get the ball back in your back half? Now, kicking inside 50 has always been a bit of a weakness for the Hawks. But the way that we were trying to handball the ball at that point, especially forward of centre to create pockets of space, when it was working, and I look at the Brisbane game, which was the catalyst for it, is that when we had the extra in our front half, we were not turning the ball over. And if we could limit Collingwood's ability to score from the back half, I thought we were in with a chance. Now, I went with it because I did believe it. That is what I'll say. I've had a couple of people and a family member of mine that barracks for Collingwood. Mum, you know who you are, but I'm not going to name you. Who told me that I pulled it out of thin air. I didn't. It made sense. But what was so strange for me, mate, is it wasn't really the handball that killed the Pies in the end. It was the metres gained that we got from centre clearance, which was usually by foot. And that's what blew my breath away. We put Isaac Quaynor and Darcy Moore under an abundance of pressure, which was incredible. We were tackling inside the forward half. The Chad. No one saw this coming. And it equated into a Collingwood side that were not able to rebound with any kind of validity at all. And when the ball wasn't in Nick Dacos's hands, their transition between their 50-metre arcs was appalling, which is why I had to acknowledge James Sicily's best on-ground ability with the ball, and I had to acknowledge his Finn without the ball. And for the first time in Talking Hawks history, we had 2 players get 5 stars, joint best on-ground. We doubt it'll ever happen again under these circumstances, but we couldn't split them.
If it's debating at top of the table and we're somewhere down there, I'm happy to award 2 fivers again. But look, it's...
Absolutely, but it's just... We're going that badly, mate. We're tanking badly at this point, which is extraordinary.
Mate, credit to you. Love your eye for the game and the Hawks in particular. But look, we do love a little bit of a head wobble every now and then when we get something right here. So I'm actually thinking, Daz's mum, if you watch this, if we did a bobblehead version of your son, would you buy it? We might run with it. We will see if others like that. Daz will probably buy 1 or 2. You might see it in the background next time we're on if we get them going. So
I'll have the Smithy bobblehead, and he would happily have mine, I reckon.
Actually, there would be a sound when you tap it, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's been 12 years of that. It's just more people are experiencing it now. So
it'd be entertaining, I'm sure. But there we go. It's sis got it done. It's
even his wife asked him why he didn't put anyone on James Sicily, and it's extraordinary. But hey, keep doing it. We don't mind.
Yep, there's a few here that predicted the Hawks. I think it was Cody, Mac Hawk. Well done, Mac, saying didn't need Bramble or Frost if we'd still get it done. So yep, love this con. Definitely something about Brandon Ryan. 100% loving that. It makes me wonder about what we need to do depending on personnel decisions up forward, because he's showing us something very early on. And yes, he's 25. You've got to put on some kegs in the summer. But him and Denver in the gym. Just go for it, fellas. Let's see what we got.
It's strange for me, and it's something that we'll notice the more that he plays footy, is that I've seen him take a few set shots now, and I'm not including the snaps around the corner in here, but his ball drop's quite low. For such a big guy, his ball drop's quite low, which is very good. Less margin for error is perfect. As a field kicker, his ball drop is at like naval level, which is, and a couple of times he didn't turn the ball over, I don't think, but he hit up Sis, and I think he hit up Connor Nash, so it's not like he's kicking to the shorter blokes on the team. And he's nearly putting it over their head from about 15, 20 away. I'm very curious on the disparity between when you're kicking at something stationary, your arms extend more, so he's getting closer to his foot, but around the ground and he's just trying to bite off that 20, 25 metre kick. Why it's so high? It'll be interesting to know the longer that he plays. But geez, he's a competitor. And that's what we've been screaming for.
Yep. Well, just marks inside 50. Amazing. Don't mind seeing Lewis down the ground a bit further like that. Sam, all right, let's keep rolling. I'm way behind.
Mate, it just goes to show how many fans want to get involved, and we're very appreciative.
Yes, that should absolutely be in capitals. Jim Sicily, get in there, all Australian. He's got to be one of the first 5 picked, doesn't he?
Yeah.
In that squad.
Well, I'll tell you what really interests me is because last year when he got snubbed for Braden Maynard, a guy that didn't finish top 7 in his own team's best and fairest, but made the best 22 team. But that's interesting. And that was supposed to be for a back pocket. Now, I don't think James Sicily is a key defender, personally. But I think Sam Taylor makes it, and regardless of the poor effort on the weekend, I think Darcy Moore makes it. Could James Sicily miss out because they might see him as a key defender? And if he does, we'll organise the peaceful march. We're gonna have the.
I don't know if it'll be peaceful.
We're gonna be asking some questions of some folks. But if he doesn't make it, if he is not the first back pocket named, if the full back line is not him, Tom Stewart and Sam Taylor, we should march. I think peacefully,
yep.
non-violence.
wonder if it's part of the psychology. I mean, it's just getting used to that captain role and a little bit of time away. I just wonder what inspires the man. I reckon there was that little chip on the shoulder with missing out on the Blazer last year, the All-Australian. So anyway,
I did like what Sam Mitchell said in the presser, though, where the more individual he plays on the field, the better his leadership comes out naturally. So he spoke about how he's been a bit more vocal and a bit more positive in games like the St Kilda game, where he's had 41 and 33 marks is what it felt like on the day. And he's had 39 and 17 marks here. And it's the way that he's able to play his natural game, which brings out his natural leadership. He doesn't have to try too hard in terms of trying to make the whole back six better. If he's the best cog in that machine and everyone follows in behind him, I think it's a big part of his growth. And, geez, this bloke's next 4 years, Matty. Oh, mate. They're going to have to kick him out of that All-Australian spot. They're going to have to take the Blazer off him personally for the next 4 years.
We might get it tattooed on him. I think it's look, Day, others coming up around him too. It's an absolute joy to watch. Still catching up here. Absolutely, Shane. I think it was one of the best from Harry. Definitely, I think he had some good games last year, but that was it was some moments. I think he gave him 4 stars, Daz.
Haven't seen him play better defensively, and this is it. And this is a man who had 21 and 2. So, Max, offensively, he was flying.
You and Mac, when you cheers, your glasses are definitely similar in terms of half empty at times. So there we go. You've both enjoyed that one. All right. Do you think we've got anything? Haven't heard anything, but scenario training. Sam touched on it a few weeks ago. Do you think we might have had a glimpse of some scenario training? Because when it was close, we just kept coming.
Yeah. I hope so. I remember Craig McRae infamously said that Collingwood only spent 4 minutes on it, but it's every training session. It's the old teeth brushing metaphor, mate, where if you brush your teeth once, nothing happens. If you brush them twice, nothing happens. You brush them for a year and they get stronger and stronger. It's the exact same notion. I hope the Hawks were doing it, but what really fascinated me is we played like the scoreboard didn't exist, which I love, because I noticed that, and it's us, and the team that does it the worst in the competition, in my opinion, is Fremantle, is as soon as a team kicks 2 or 3 in a row, it's almost like they're too scared to give up a score. And the downside to that is you can't score yourself. And the best way to wrestle back momentum, mate, what was the best way to get over that double goal? Bang, we scored.
Straight away.
I know it's a really difficult concept, but when you score, the game gets better. Mate, unbelievable. We should tell someone.
Someone else has commented earlier, and I don't know if it was you, Sean, but commenting on, hey, 3 talls work. Do we see it again? This could
be the tallest game of all time.
Yeah, well, we've got that matchup consideration. So maybe, and let's see. Geez, didn't Liam like Noodle taking a listen to the ruck instructions? Just put your hands in front of your face because no one will be able to reach from behind you. We're getting there.
I'll tell you what I did notice, and speaking of that, and Liam's 100% right, is I think of the 2 marks that were semi-contested. I don't actually think they were marked as contested, but I don't really understand sometimes how some particular stats get recorded. But yeah, Liam was right, is the arms didn't go straight up. So it didn't go, I don't know why I'm miming this as if people don't know what straight up is, but going over his head, as in his arms, it just wasn't working at all. Now, I've got to give a lot of credit to James Sicily because that's one of the best field kicks of the year that set up Noodle's goal, by the way. But the arms going diagonally out, that looked terrible, but hopefully you understood what I meant there. No one's stopping that, mate, because you're chopping his arm. And you chop his arm and give away a free kick. I hate to compare someone to Mason Cox here because I know Hawthorn fans are going to react in a different way. But the reason why he gets more chopping the arms free kicks than anyone else, like he won he won Collingwood a prelim final against Richmond doing this. He put his arms diagonally and above his head, but in front of them as well. And he kicked like 4 on Alex Rance and made him look silly.
Surprise, surprise. You and Smitty did touch on the ruck decision, and I was looking forward to how you would talk to that. So if you haven't caught that one, fans, we won't go over it again, but we'll just stay on your comments from the game and we'll keep moving because I'm going slow again. Lewis, I did like that. Definitely contributed in a big way, not just on the scoreboard.
He
How
has to
many?
be our centre half forward now, Matty. We have to give up this full forward thing with Mitch Laws now. When he's up the ground, he is such a beautiful kick of the footy. He has a bigger tank than I ever thought that he had. Like, he's had 16 disposals, 10 marks, and kicked 2. Like, in my mind, that's perfect. Genuinely perfect. And if Brandon Ryan is that guy, great. If it's Cozzy, great. I have my doubts, but I thought Cozzy was still great on the weekend. Probably better in the ruck than he was as a forward 50 target, whether that is bringing in, someone in free agency or a trade period. But as much as I love Mitch out of the goal square, and he can definitely do that, I'm not suggesting get him out of the goal square, but the more that he moves and the more he can take his opponent up to the ball, the more dangerous he looks. Oh, mate,
Yep.
I loved it.
Yep. I'm going to try and fly through some now. Absolutely, Kaz. I could watch that again and again and again because the momentum, that moment, that was a nice clip that the Hawks did, wasn't it? Just the moments and Sam Mitchell recapping at the end of the game.
It was so important that he stopped Scrimshaw and then took a step forward. He needed forward momentum to stop De Goey, or he would have been a witch's hat. And it was just really smart, and you couldn't pay me enough money to try and do that to Jordan De Goey, so this just goes without saying, but you're a braver man than I'll ever be, Scrimmer. My goodness.
Chris O is jumping in, switched up from handball link to higher percentage kick rate.
More effective handballs. That third quarter when we broke the game apart, we had a 20-minute period where we went at 2-1 handball.
Yeah.
But we weren't handballing to blokes standing still, mate, and we weren't handballing it to shoelaces.
Yeah.
Tech. Happy with both of those.
Some good comments. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep moving over some because I am playing catch up. But geez, we've got some intelligent fans with us, Daz. I do love the Talking Hawks Nation that is rising. It's
absolutely, mate. We got the best fans out there. Let me tell you.
There we go. I've missed that one. Is it Clay? Hold on.
Clay Tucker's birthday today. Oh, there you go. Big Clay, our man.
Well done.
Spoke to him first.
A good chat. It was breaking here. Hopefully he has a good one this week. No bye game for the Box Hill. So I know they tried to get something going against the Blues. But anyway.
Lack of availability, which is a very strange reason to call a game off. But anyway.
All right. The one thing it was Clarko's 400th game coached, I believe, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
I think so, yeah. I just want to recognise a great man briefly as we lovely to see him back doing his thing. Keeping it all things Hawthorn, even though you did a nice little North piece today, but you're all over the draft stuff, mate. So does talk footy. Check it. All right, hold on. That was some quality work there, Mac. I think that might have been traced back to a European IP address, and I don't know anyone called Cam Hawk. So could have done something like that. So anyway.
He's the son of Peter, brother of Josh, and the collared pet of Finn McGuinness. I love it. That was great.
All right, nearly there. The Scrimmer, geez, I just think briefly in our chat, the interest is rising in Scrim. Perhaps from around the league, it will be fascinating to see how the end of this season plays out. But when he's bringing what he's bringing, geez, I'm not seeing him slow down at the moment too much. I think he's pretty consistent when he's coming in the team.
Yeah, he definitely is. He really is playing like a man that wants, that knows that his spot's under threat, which we love. Selection integrity is a big thing in this game, and I don't mean to lump Scrimmer in with this question as I just accidentally knocked my monitor there, Talking Hawks fans. I apologise for that. We've got incentives in footy contracts for things like goals, All Australians. I think there was one even for flags for some of those Hawks back in the day. I could be wrong. Why don't we incentivise pressure at all? Now, I know that there are going to be some Hawks fans that say, yeah, but they're getting paid handsomely already. They should be tackling. It's part of the game. I agree with you. But so is kicking goals, and we incentivise that. The infamous Mark Williams story where he couldn't get out of the goal square. Clarko could not get him to leave the goal square because he had a bonus in his contract that said he needed to kick X amount of goals. And Clarko said, what if I pay out the bonus for your goals? And Willow went, done. Where do you want me to play? Sometimes it can work like that, and I just wonder, is pressure something that we can bring in to incentivize contracts and it could genuinely go through the roof, mate? Because we hunted like wild dogs on the weekend, and that is going to be something that Hawthorn fans are going to expect in the future.
Yep, I like it. Out of the box thinking, very good. Excellent, mate. All right, well, let's. Any final thoughts? We've been going through a 25 odd. Let's start to wrap this one up because the conversation is moving towards the doggies game. Daz, anything else you would like to close it out with, or fans?
Fans hopefully jump in, but I've just got one word, mate: flawless. If you're the kind of person that's looking for fault in this kind of performance, then you're gonna take the pessimistic crown off me at this point, mate. That was 2 hours of fun from start to finish. All of it was great, and I do feel for any Hawks fans who weren't able to watch it live for a gluttony of reasons. Fingers crossed you've watched it back twice, but geez, what a 2 hour experience that was.
Yeah, phenomenal. All right, change of tact. Ray is loving the gold and brown stripes, a traditionalist. There's many with you, Ray. I think we all love it. I think the club can go okay in terms of making a little bit of a buck here and there with these other types of Guernseys that we see. So I'd say we'll see it one more time at least.
It is the US influence on us, and maybe even some European soccer as well. I know a lot of, I think every Premier League team has 3 kits, home, away, and alternate. I'm all for jerseys. I do think that picking and choosing when to wear them is ultra important. But that big Hawk jersey was great. I love the Legends jersey that we've worn throughout the year. Our Indigenous jersey was one of the best in the league. So, yes, our home jersey should be very much part of the kit. I understand that in a big way. It doesn't need to be every week, I don't think. I think, you pick maybe a Collingwood game next year. But if we go on, say, an interstate trip and you're pulling that Legends Guernsey on, I think there's something powerful in that. But, mate, the more jerseys, the better. And the one man that agrees with me more than anything else on that is Timmy. Because that man has a wardrobe full. It's extraordinary.
I wonder if Timmy's got the was it Power Rangers?
The Power Rangers.
I wonder. I don't. Geez, you'd be a keen fan if you got that one. I think it's just.
See, I didn't mind it. I mean, it wasn't great, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, it's done its time. I don't think I need to see that one again personally.
No, well, we don't need to see it again. I'm not crazy. I'm an idealist, but I'm not insane.
All right. Did you catch the injuries, Daz? Because I've got them here.
No, update me, please, mate.
Mate, all right. So CJ is in cotton wool now, so not going to be played again. We have Frosty, getting some load built up again, or deloaded. I think they used the term. Interesting.
Bruised buttocks is what I'm hearing after Sicily might have smacked it once or twice when he gave that free kick away to Dan Butler. So.
Carl Amon, full training, so a test for this week, which we'd love to see, and Henry Huswaite as well, looking like he'll make a return. So you'd imagine that's Box Hill, but it'd be nice to see Huss before the end of the season. It's
agree, but not necessary. He doesn't need to play right now.
Yeah.
And I know that I believe he was a draft steal at pick 37, but in post-COVID drafts where we're still recovering from not playing full seasons or anything like that, I think we can tend to get a little bit impatient. He'll come on when he comes on. He's a beautiful size, beautiful user, and we've got, for a 16th place team, we've got selection integrity up the wazoo. If we had the old US depth chart, if it will, he's probably our 9th midfielder, which is just, extraordinary to think about, this time last year when it was 2 blokes that aren't at the club anymore and wondering if Jai, Will and Jimmy Warple were going to come on, and lo and behold, they have.
Haven't they? In a big way. Good call here from Mac. Aim on if he's fit and firing, of course. I'd agree with that.
Yep,
I think you keep hanging the squad, and sorry, Frenchie.
Mate, go get 30 in the VFL. Go have 30 in the finals. Go win the best on ground medal in the VFL grand final, mate. That'll be the best thing for his confidence, I reckon.
Wouldn't it be nice? Yep. Very nice. There we go. And I don't mind that.
I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot. Yeah, I don't think
Starts
we'd be
in
pulling
September.
out any other jersey
Yeah.
for September.
All right. So probably not too much change after, as you said, flawless. It's a nice summary. We got the doggies down in Launceston at Utah's on Sunday. I think it's 1:10. I did say get the Magpies game. I reckon we should all be getting to this one. I know Chris O's there this week, so if you see Chris, say good day to him down there. But it's look, Libba, Bont, English, Norton's been annoying sometimes against us. There's a few things we need to combat. Thoughts, fans, how do we approach the combination of Libba and the Bont? There's a few comments on just tag him, tag there, and I appreciate in a comment. It's probably not too easy just to outline, but if you can give me your thoughts, I want to see. It could be a combination of things through the game, granted, but they're both flying, absolutely flying, aren't they?
Brownlow medal winner and a guy who might end up in the All-Australian team on the bench.
Mm.
But I've got a really unpopular opinion on this, but I want to let the fans go first.
Yeah, so let's see what keeps flowing through. Okay, Nash to Bont, says Jason. And then Finn to Daniel or Smith.
Yeah, not sure if though. I'm not sure if we're going to lose the game. Either of those two are going to be the reason why. I mean, Bailey Smith's been bereft of confidence for the majority of the year, and Caleb Daniel's not even playing at half back anymore. I mean, it's a beautiful kick on either foot, and they're putting him at half forward. Yeah, good one, Bevo. That'll help.
All right, so Nash on Bond. Fabio thinks Finn on Lib. Yeah, clone Finn, like that. I'm paying that.
I like it, Sam. Yeah, nicely done.
The double straight jacket, look out. And head-to-head with Libba. Okay, and tag Bond. You're not really going to... Bond's just one of those players. You're not going to stop him racking them up. But it's like, how much can
you... Last week, they were
limit
saying
the
same thing about a different bloke.
Nah, I think Bont is a different beast to Dacos. I'm sorry.
He is. Yeah, he's the best player in the competition.
Both classy, incredibly, but let's see. All right, so let's go, guys.
The bomb, Matty.
Let's go. What are you thinking? It's here we go. Last one. Nash and Warple to Bont and Libba. All right, thanks, Austin.
Don't mind it. Nash running with Bont, 100% agree with. Not only for the bigger size as well, but Nash's tank, I think, goes under the radar. I mean, he got the write-up on SEN this week, and rightly so. He's been extraordinary. But my two changes for this game would be Amon and Frost in, Mackenzie and McGuinness out. I don't think Bont is taggable, and I don't think he's taggable for one simple reason. Finn does not tag and has not tagged inside mids. Josh Kelly and Nick Dacos are not inside midfielders at all. They are the classy guys on the outside that can kill you with meters gained. The only Bulldog that fits that mould is Bailey Dale. And I don't really think sending Finn to Bailey Dale is going to be the best use of his exploit. I don't think we can play Finn as a non-tagger. I don't think having him on Libba in 22 centre bounces, which is what Libba is probably going to have in this game, is going to do our midfield mix that well at all, considering Warple, Newcomb, Day, these guys are having clearances. I stand by the fact that Finn was the best player on the ground. If I'm an umpire and I'm giving out Brownlow votes, I'm giving him the 3 before I give it to Sicily. He was the best player. But matchups are important. Your target is important. And outside of Bont or Libba, I do not see another Bulldogs player having that 30 to 35 and taking the game away from us. And I don't think having Finn on either of those two is going to be the betterment of us trying to win the game offensively. And after all that, and I cannot believe this is the point that I am getting to, it is not out of the realm of possibility that Finn does not play this week. It sounds impossible. It's probably improbable. Good luck trying to wrap your head around those 4 words. But there is a world where that if we say to ourselves that Finn is a tagger, that's
Yep.
what Finn is, which is absolutely fine, mate. If you're gonna do something, be the best in the competition at it, and he is by a country mile. But matchups are important. Matchups are very important, and Carl Amon and not having Mackenzie there and having that centre bounce combination that worked for us. How much of a detriment do we want to take away from those guys when we didn't do it to DeGoey, we didn't do it to Mitchell, we didn't do it to Crisp? I'm not sure if that changes for Libba and Bont. I can feel Hawthorn fans hating me right now. But I wouldn't begrudge Finn for playing, but I don't think he can tag Bont, and I don't see a point in tagging Libba when he's going to be the guy who's in and under. But again, he's the best in the competition at it, so they definitely could, but I just can't see it. With a midfield win that we had on the weekend, 4v4, I don't know whether 3v3 is going to be the right call with Finn in there.
I don't mind the thought of Nash having some runs with the Bont. I think this is a week where it is rough to consider dropping Finn. I think you actually turn around.
Oh, mate, it's
you
terrible
set him a challenge, and I think you say, mate, it's not full, straitjacket lockdown. This time, go and get some of your own, get some more of your own, and hurt him the other way as well. Because that's, if we had that in Finn, you've got a Brad Sewell then, haven't you? You've got a Liam Shoot, someone that can lock down.
In that sense, if we're going, not that we want to
talk
about
if you want to go
football club,
yeah, one of the best in the league. Yep, absolutely.
Drop Finn and compare him to a Geelong player. I'm going beautifully in the last 2 minutes, aren't I? Holy hell!
It's enough of the hoops talk, but yeah, look, I think you do start to set him some challenges because that's and they might be not as visible to us all. And there's been times where Finn's disposals have been questioned, and sometimes it's under pressure. If he's in going and getting his own because he's really trying to push that ball forward and get us meters, you got to take that in its stride, I think. But yeah, I hear your logic. Probably staying in. I'd like to see him giving some new challenges. So getting some good, interesting feedback. No hate does it, I can see here. So
oh, thank goodness. I was ready for a barrage.
We know you enjoy the debates and conversations. So
we'll drop my Twitter in the comments. So when Finn goes and stands next to Libba at the first bounce, you can let me know I got this one wrong. I'm cool with that.
Do you think the Dogs can defend us if what we did with Sticks Ryan, if you've got Brandon who's coming on, Timmy's interviewing him tomorrow. If you've got a question for Brandon, Ryan, put it in the comments. If there's a good question or two, Timmy, we'll see if he can get those in. So just put Sticks podcast and put your question. But could the Dogs defend us if you've got Sticks Ryan, you got Lewis up the ground, you got Cozzy down there and Reeves at times? Yes, they're tall. Would they be able to defend us consistently if we're showing some of what we had last week going?
Well, I mean, you've kind of answered the question in the last part there, Matty. It's just quality of ball use. I mean, and I don't want to make AFL sound like an easy game, but there are reasons why there are seen to be unskilled key defenders that can have really, really good days out, and that is because your midfield's putting pressure on. If we're lowering our eyes and having some of the quality of entries that we had against the Pies, I mean, the Pies weren't stopping it. What makes us think the Bulldogs could? You can't go into a game and do everything exactly the same way. I understand that. And we've got our structure and the way that we want to win. But in the old sort of Pagan's paddock, if you were, if you gave any of our tools, say 15 metres of space one-on-one, then yeah, I think the height of, Keith, who I don't think is going to play, Josh Bruce definitely isn't going to play. So, who's down there? Liam Jones, James O'Donnell, I should say. Yeah, it's a tantalising prospect for sure, and a guy like Mitch Lewis, I'm hoping, and Cozzy are hopefully licking their lips with. I think Cozzy's got his career best down in Tassie, kicked 5 against the Crows last year. So, quality of entry and space. There's
a bobblehead buyer right there, Daz. Thank you, Brett.
Well, Bretty, send me through your cash app, mate. I'll have 20 coming your way soon, champion. Thank you for
that. If we go to the other end of the ground, Jamar Ugle-Hagan, Scrimshaw. I think I'd like to see Sicily remaining free to do what he wants.
I'm with you. I thought you were going to say Sicily on Ugle-Hagan, and I was like,
no.
Please don't go there, Matty.
Nick Frost is in. I probably not as comfortable seeing that. It's I think he's just too much of an athlete. So, fans, thoughts? What's the JUH matchup or tactic? Is it something we focus on?
Disagree, Frost, if he comes in.
Right.
Straight up, only one that's got the pace for him. Put Jimmy Blank on Aaron Norton and go, neither of you are allowed to touch the footy. And we've said this about Blanky. It's a case of, you think of James Frawley during that 2015 final series. The less he touched the ball, the better, because his opponent wasn't touching it either. He took down Taylor Walker. He took down Josh Kennedy in that grand final. He took down Pavlich in that 2015 prelim, which was fantastic. And Jimmy Blank's exactly the same. You don't touch the footy. He doesn't touch the footy. The fullback doesn't need to take kickouts anymore. That's what Sis and Hardwick and Seamus Mitchell are for, who's been subbed out now 2 weeks in a row tactically, which is very interesting by Sam Mitchell, I must say. But if Frosty comes in, it's him. If not, I probably do go with Scrim, to be honest.
I don't always touch on this, but if I'm pound for pound, whilst not their intelligence, because Frosty's definitely a smart guy, I think Scrimshaw's judgment, or his footy IQ, or it's just working with the team, and maybe it's the positions they've played. I just back Scrim in a little bit more. He might give up some for speed, but I just think his positioning and his timing would get him over the line probably more times than Frost. But we'll see.
And considering we started him on Charlie Curnow in the MCG, it could be Josh Weddle who starts on him and just see what we've got.
Sorry, Josh.
Frosty Jr.
Good call. Geez, someone did not like you calling him Frosty 2.0.
No, someone really hated it.
I took a backward step when I first read it, but I think I understood what you were saying in terms of grab the ball and go.
No one knows where it's going yet, and that's all right.
Yeah,
mate, I'd much rather him run 20 and kick a 40 to a 50-50 than try to bite off a 25. And it's not that he's a bad kick, but yeah, if we're going to kick to a contest, make it 60 metres away and run 20 of them rather than 25 in the corridor. So, mate, the Wedler, keep going, mate. I love it.
Not the Wedler, we love it. So, Ruck, quick question there. Reeves or Meek?
Noodle beat him at Marvel. Why can't he beat him at Tassie? It's the only game this year Tim English has been the second best ruckman on the ground.
Yep. There you go.
Over to you, Noodle.
Done. I don't disagree. It's good. We need that competition. So, look, going on for time, we've got Box Hill playing at City Oval against Footscray. It is on Saturday. So, I'll be down there with Timmy. Daz might. Oh, no. We'll see. Others may join us. We'll see. If you see a Mystery Talking Hawks person, say g'day. But, if you've got questions for any of the young blokes down at Box Hill, shoot them through just through the website, talkinghawks.com. Check out our articles while you're there. Give us a follow on all the socials. You know the drill. But the player sponsorship as well. AFLW season is coming. We've got Jazzy, the vice captain. We would love you to be involved. And Daz, I think we should be just a little bit more generous. It's a 2023 player sponsorship that we've got. Mm-hmm. I think we should just give away a signed Guernsey. For anybody that wants to jump on, we're at 3,400. We had a target of 7.5. So we're going a little bit out of pocket, the old Talking Hawks crew, but we'd love you to help us sponsor Jazz, Denver, and Jai for this year. There's a few other events that are Hawthorn related where there may be opportunities for you to score a ticket and the like, or join us. So if you're keen, Peter Crimmins and the like, to go to that night, the PCM medal, you could be with us. So jump on talkinghawks.com. We've got some great experiences. Does final thoughts? We've got to go to our predictions, mate. I'm wrapping up prematurely here. Predictions, fans. Predictions. What have we got? We've got a really interesting one. I'm just fascinated. I'm glad I got it wrong. I think a few fans got it wrong last weekend.
No, I got it wrong by about 11 goals. Yeah.
So, what's your margin?
Yay.
What's your predictions? Who's going to be best on ground? What are they going to produce? Give us the insights. So, they pipped us last time, didn't they, earlier in the season? What was that score? I'll see if I can bring that one up. 94-65. So, yeah, we've 14-10 to 9 goals 11. I reckon we're kicking a lot more accurately in this last half of the season, which is encouraging. Let's see what's coming through, fans. What do you got?
We'll just eliminate that 3 goals 13 we kicked in the first half against North.
Just going to rattle through them here. So, geez, best on ground. It could be a fascinating one. Sissy's hard to go past. Riley. Yeah, well, let's talk Hawthorn. Geez, we haven't seen you. Sorry, I might have missed you. I haven't seen you too much tonight. Welcome. There we go. Harry, 4 goals. Harry with 4 goals. Wow. Happy with Gday. Wonder if he's changing positions. But Hawthorn by 22. Nice, Sam. Nice. Like the confidence. Keep it coming.
Harry's pretty stiff if he's kicking 4 and not getting BOG, just by the way.
Daisy's going to have an absolute blinder. I'm loving it.
I like it.
Wings. Oh, geez. Wings might, even trouble the goal ump. Let's see. Scotty, welcome, mate. All right. Daz, what are you thinking? As a good bit of confidence, as we're all riding this wave after taking the Pies down, what are you thinking? Geez, six sausages. Austin.
Yeah, no, that would be nice. I genuinely reckon someone's kicking a bag, and there's a little part of me that reckons it's Chad time. I don't know if I can go with it, though. I'm not sure if I can bring it out into the universe. My big worry with this game is just consistency. Young side, great win. I love the fact that we've got the 8-day break, so we're not riding that high and can potentially get rusty. That does leave me with a bit more confidence. I think the Dogs need to win the game to make finals. I think the Dogs probably get it done. I reckon it's a kick and a half. I can just see some heartbreak coming, which would be really unfortunate. And best on ground for mine. There's a few contenders here. Jimmy Warple for mine was very good with 23 disposals. Reckon he goes to another level with the attention that Nash puts on Bont.
All right. I've got
being pessimistic. Do you have that on your bingo card tonight, Matt? Surely not.
That's top corner. First cross. Get the sticker out. I've got Will Day as best on ground this week. I think with some of the ability to be the Mr. Fix-It, it's going to be one of those games where I think there might be the ebbs and flows, and I can see Daisy being moved around a bit and just having an impact wherever he goes. So I think he's going to stand out. I'm going to go Chad for 3.
Nice.
I saw it coming through, and I just I was feeling it too. So, and I think, geez, do the doggies like it down there? I heard Smitty say they may not like it in Tassie. I didn't go back and verify that.
Nah, the doggies have got a terrible record in Tassie, mate.
That's enough for me. So I'm going to say I'm going to give him 24. 4 goals.
Yes, please.
4 goals. So let's see. Kerry, there could be a few more long sleeves like that call. That's a good prediction.
And just on the BOG too, mate, just quickly, just so Hawks fans, we've got 3 games to go. We were going to reveal the scoreboard on Smithy's player review, but we're not going to do it now because it'll be too easy to track on the run home. But I will say this. The gap between 1st and 4th overall is 3 stars. It's only 3. Between 1st and 4th is 3 stars. For average stars per game, the gap between 1st and 5th is under a star. Incredibly close. The PCM's going to be awesome. If it's any indication of what Smithy's been doing, he's been doing a fantastic job, the great man. Mate, what a run home this is going to be. I'm looking forward to it in a big, big way.
We might have released the bobbleheads at the PCM night. So there you go. Hawks.
Mine will have to be big. Just the head. Mine will be extra. That's fine.
Just get on board. Join us for some player sponsorship. Get involved with the Talking Hawks Nation, and you might score a signed jumper by a player and be sitting with us at the PCM as we let the bobbleheads do their thing on the night. Smitty, geez, if he gets it right, that's going to be a 1 enormous pod, that one.
He'll sign his own bobblehead.
I don't know if does that increase the value?
No, not the figurine, his own. He'll just draw it on and just walk around like that. It'll be fantastic.
All right, we'll get
We're
a
in
GIF.
the western suburbs. Keep an eye out.
It'll be on the Talking Hawks front page as a GIF. That'd be awesome. All right, fans. We've loved enjoying this win once again, and we're all up and about. So there we go. Sammy's on it. Yep. All right. We'll organise the bobblehead. I think it's growing some momentum. Let's see the Hawks continue their momentum, and fans, we will love you and leave you until we see you again. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.